here's how Star Wars The Clone Wars finally ties into Revenge of the Sith. The final episodes of Star Wars The Clone Wars kicked off this Friday, leading into an epic storyline that fans have been waiting years and years to see on the small screen, the Siege of Mandalore. It's one of the last battles of the titular Clone Wars, and it happens concurrently with the event of Revenge of the Sith, which means that fans are just now getting some important backstory, as well as answers to those questions which are burning more than Anakin did in that movie. Like, why were Anakin and Obi-Wan so late to the party at the start of Episode 3? Why are the Jedi so spread out? And what about the droid attack on the Wookiees? Well, this episode doesn't answer all of those questions, but it does answer some, so let's break it down right now and explore how it all ties back to Revenge of the Sith. Like, as soon as the episode kicks off, we know we're in for something special once we see the old school Lucasfilm logo along with Ahsoka's theme playing right before it cuts to the Clone Wars title card in blood red. We're treated to a quick montage of Jedi spread across the galaxy as the narrator explains just how poorly this war is going. During this recap, we see a couple Easter eggs in the form of Master Depa Billaba and her Padawan Caleb Doom, who you might also know as Star Wars Rebels' very own Kanan Jarrus. We also spot Plo Koon, who would later be treated to a personal fireworks display inside of his own ship, as well as Ayla Secura before she's shot in the back on Felucia when the Emperor finally enacts Order 66. General Grievous also isolated the Jedi through a series of battles, which finally makes us understand why he's a general and why he's so damn good at collecting lightsabers. That dude has too many. From there, we get to Master Obi-Wan Kenobi and Clone Commander Cody pinned down by the droid army on the planet Urbana. Luckily, Anakin Skywalker comes and rescues them using a fake surrender ploy, which is awfully similar to a ploy used by Obi-Wan in the show's beginning. At long last, the student has become the master, except for that whole chapter about having the high ground that we know he clearly skipped, but spoiler. Anakin gets a call from his former Padawan Ahsoka, who's teamed up with Bo-Katan, leader of the Mandalorian Night Owls. They've traced Maul, the former Sith apprentice and current robot leg enthusiast, to Mandalore, where he's controlling things behind the scenes yet again. As for how Maul got back in the Mandalorian saddle despite losing control of the planet and being captured and tortured by Darth Sidious, well, it's all explained in the 2014 comic arc Son of Dathomir, which was actually adapted from unproduced Clone Wars Season 6 script, so suffice to say, he's back, baby, and Mauler than ever. Now, of course, Anakin wants to find a way to help Mandalore, but Obi-Wan advises caution. However, there's no time. General Grievous has attacked Coruscant, and he's about to take Chancellor Palpatine hostage. Obi-Wan gives a nice shout-out to Jedi Master Shaak Ti, who you might best remember serving a similar role in protecting the Chancellor in the sadly not canon Genndy Tartakovsky Clone Wars series. Obi-Wan reveals that she's protecting the Emperor currently, but communications with her have sadly been lost. And again, while this isn't canon, she served a similar purpose in Revenge of the Sith, where she was summarily executed by General Grievous in a deleted scene. Anakin splits his 501st Legion, promoting Rex to commander so he can send him to Mandalore with Ahsoka. Obi-Wan, meanwhile, gives a final piece of advice. Capture Maul, since he doesn't seem to stay dead when you kill him. Also, while they don't know this goodbye is actually the last time that Ahsoka and Anakin Skywalker will see each other before his descent into the dark side. Rex, Ahsoka, and the Mandalorian Night Owls lay siege to the Mandalorian city of Sundari in a direct reference to the battle from the theatrical release of 2008's Clone Wars. Now, much of this episode seems to mirror the show's beginnings and shows exactly how far things have come and how war never changes. Or, as George Lucas would like to put it, it's like poetry, it rhymes. As Ahsoka fights her way through Mandalore trying to find Maul, Bo-Katan tries to wrest control back of her planet. We even get some cameos from a couple of Mandalorians who will pop up again in Star Wars Rebels, Gar Saxon and Ursa Wren. Meanwhile, things come to a head as Ahsoka and her troopers are lured into the Undercity, which, in true Star Wars fashion, is a trap. Her clones are cut down, and the episode ends with Ahsoka surrounded by bad Mandos and Maul himself, who is trying to lure Obi-Wan Kenobi into yet another trap. So suffice it to say, things are looking pretty dire at this point. This episode goes a long way towards answering another major question fans have had since 2008. Why doesn't Ahsoka appear in Revenge of the Sith? Well, her getting kicked out of the Jedi Order answered that partially, but this gives a firmer timeline of just what she's up to during Episode 3. Also, this episode gives us a pretty good glimpse at the philosophical differences between Obi-Wan and Anakin. While Obi-Wan was in love with Bo-Katan's sister, the Duchess Satine of Mandalore, who was murdered by Maul, he won't let his emotions rule his actions. He's going to wait for orders from the Jedi Council before rushing in for revenge, and this is the opposite of what Anakin does when he fears that Padme is in danger. Anakin even reacts to Obi-Wan's choice, and this is a nice bit of development that really helps to underscore Anakin's choices in Revenge of the Sith. This final arc of the Clone Wars animated series is setting things up to end with a bang, and we can't wait to see how it all concludes over the next few Fridays on Disney+. But in the meantime, tell me, what do you folks think? Do you like how they're ending things on the Clone Wars? Are there any unanswered questions from Revenge of the Sith that you want to see answered on this show? And what era of Star Wars history do you want to see explored next through animation? Let's discuss. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw, why not give us a like and subscribe while you're at it? And if you want to get notified every time we go live with a new video or drop a new show, hit that little bell down below. That way you'll be up to date on all the latest theories, news, and rumors in the pop culture world. In the meantime, stay safe, be healthy, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye!